Hello YouTube, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I love you guys so freaking much. You don't even understand how much you all mean to me. I thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you for all of your love, all of your messages. I read each and every message and I try to respond to everyone. But just know that I do love you. I always begin my videos with, I just wanted to make a short video, and I do hope that this video will actually be short because I think my message is simple. It boils down to this idea of feeling like I need to be perfect, or feeling like in my transition I've always felt like I needed to be perfect, to meet this unattainable goal that was not only set by me, but that was, weirdly enough, set by society. I feel that when you're a trans woman, or transitioning rather, has turned into a beauty contest where when you decide to live in your truth, where when you decide to transition, you are almost thrust into this beauty contest and you become an unreluctant participant. There are all of these expectations that you need to reach a level of femininity that is not only unattainable for cisgender women, but that is often unattainable for trans women, that you need to be absolutely stealth in order to be taken seriously. You need to have reached this this almost over-exaggerated form of femininity. Now, I'll be honest, I definitely played into that. And in the early days, even in the later days, I just wanted to be stealth, 100% stealth. I wanted to be perfect. And by wanting to be perfect, I almost created a nightmare. I almost created a situation where I would experience rejection and I would experience pain by default, because I think my standards were so unattainable that because I didn't reach them, I felt like there was something intrinsically wrong with me. Every time my hair wasn't done, every time my makeup wasn't absolutely right, every time someone would clock me, or every time somebody would make a comment about my appearance, it felt like such a jab at me. It felt like such a knife to the heart. One person could make one innocent comment, sometimes innocent, sometimes vicious, but one person can make a single comment and it had the potential to change my entire night, to change my entire experience of something, because I was so hard on myself. I realize now that women come in all shapes and sizes and forms. And this sense of perfection that we have is slowly going to kill us. It's going to kill our souls. Because it almost feels like, I don't know if you've ever seen the donkey with the carrots wrapped around its head, and it's, you know, it's sort of leading the donkey, and as the donkey's trying to reach that carrot, it just moves further and further away from it. I don't know if that makes sense, but transitioning for me has almost felt like the more steps I take moving forward, the more my goal seems far away from me, and the more it seems like I can't achieve it. And the more the years pass, the more I would feel upset at myself for not having had all of my surgeries, for not being in the perfect relationship, for not feminizing in the exact way that I had in my mind. And whenever anyone would make any type of comment or try to insult me or try to bring me down and use my transness as their, as their way in to hurt my feelings, it would always like sting in the worst possible way. Because it felt like when they rejected me, their rejection meant that I was not good enough for myself. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if I'm making sense, but because I felt like I needed to be perfect all of the time, it gave so many people power over me. It gave so many people power over me, and it opened so many doors for rejection. It opened so many doors for new pain that I never needed to experience. Now I know, like looking at myself, like even going back at old photos where I wasn't, where I hadn't reached the female threshold, I can look back at those old photos with love and just be like, you know what, there was nothing that was ever wrong with you. You were always good enough where you were at that moment. Right now, where you are is where you need to be. Where you are in transition relative to all things is where you need to be. And you may not have reached that ideal vision that you had for yourself, but so what? Like celebrate the little steps that you have taken. To celebrate the growth that has occurred. Celebrate how far you have come in this journey. And realize that, you know what, you're perfect as you stand, ever expanding into more. You know what I mean? We're continually progressing and we're continually growing. It doesn't all have to happen in one go. You know what I mean? Because I always used to feel that the years that passed me were years that were wasted because I wasn't 100% passable. I felt like the years that went by where I wasn't in a relationship were years that were wasted because I wasn't living in my full potential, or I wasn't experiencing the perfect ideal. And I had this pressure, I had so much pressure on myself, which made my life so much more difficult. Way more difficult than what it had to be. Now I realize that, you know what, all I needed to do was to just be kind to myself. And that's all that I want for you. I just want you to be kind to yourself and realize that you are where you need to be. And it may not all be perfect. And it may never all be perfect. But you can still find happiness. You can still celebrate your life in this moment. There's no need for us as trans women to constantly be in this habitual state of depression and sadness because we don't look a certain way. You've grown, you've made it this far, and you're still growing and you're still progressing. Celebrate yourself. Love yourself. And know that there's so many people that love you, appreciate you, and want to see you grow. I'm so excited for your journey. I wish you only the absolute best. And thank you. Thank you for your love and support. Take care of yourself. And remember, please be safe. All right. Bye, you guys.